Hi there fabric jugglers, it's Babs here from MyFieryPhoenix. I'm a little bit sunburnt because I went out on a school trip with my daughter's school recently and I don't do well in the sun. But today I have a fabulous tutorial to show you how I have created some organisation for my daughter's mad bow obsession at the moment. Jojo bows galore in our house and they're just piling up all over the place. So I have created her a little bow storage ribbon thing. Can't really think of a very sexy name for it, but it is a bow storage, and I'm going to take you through this very fast and easy tutorial on how to create your own one of these. There's a blog post that goes through all of the bits and bobs that you need to make this. It's really incredibly simple, and I will see you in a minute. So what you'll need is a selection of ribbons, preferably with colours that work together, of varying sizes. So I've got my 3 ribbons here, which work together very nicely, and they gradually get smaller so that we've got an attractive looking bow holder once we're finished. I'm going to be cutting off around about a yard of fabric, around about a yard of ribbon. It doesn't need to be accurate, but the ribbons do need to be the same length. So once you've cut your first length, measure out the others so that they are matching. And then that final one. And we're going to tidy them up in a moment. So just measure those out. And before we cut this final one, remember you are going to be using this as the actual loop. So leave an extra 3 inches or so and then cut that away so that you've got the room to play with that at the end. And now we're going to create these little attractive V's at the end. And the way you do that is you fold your ribbon in half, and then from the outside in you simply snip down, and that gives you a point. Now I've done these ones the other way, whereby you would fold them over and go up at an angle. So I'll show you the 2 different options. So you've got one where you've got it pointing down, snip away this one so that it is also pointing down. So that means we come in at an angle like this so that we have that little point on it. And then we'll have one final version on the pale side. So again, we then have that pointing down. That gives us those 3 points. So there we have our 3 points, and we'll layer those like so, which gives us an attractive end piece. And this is the exact opposite to the end piece on the one that I have in my sample. We simply cut the ends of the ribbon in the opposite direction. So what I do is, once I have positioned the ends of the ribbon as I want, I use one of my bows, because I have lots of them around, just to hold that in place so that I can then come through to the other end and then work out just where the end is, so I can turn that loop, because the loop is the actually most important part of this. So we've now got this extra length of ribbon, and we're going to tuck that under, and then I'm going to pin that in place so that we have that length. Just double check everything is actually at the right position, and then we can move that across. And so I'll pin that in place just so that it doesn't move too much between here and the sewing machine, and we're going to do 1 row of stitches, 1 row and then back, and that's all we're going to need to do to secure the top. If I show you this on the on the ready-made one, I've used a matching giant bow to mask the stitches we're doing. So it's just a really nice large zigzag that's going to keep everything in place and secure. And that's the only bit of sewing we need to do for this project. And so let's go to the sewing machine and I'll show you all the settings. So we start off with our stitch length on the less than 1 in the buttonhole position, and also the stitch that I'm picking is my longest zigzag stitch. Which leaves me with this nice block of solid stitches at the top and on the reverse. We can fold away the loop and we can trim off any excess, but we've got to be very careful to make sure that we don't cut the loop off at the same time. And then you're all ready to attach a bow to cover up that big bulky block of stitches, and then you can carry on attaching your bows to the rest of the holder, so that everything is ready to be stored nicely as you work through the rest of the project. So hopefully you really enjoyed that tutorial, found it very simple and straightforward to complete. A couple of snips with your scissors and a teeny tiny bit of sewing on the sewing machine gives you this fabulous storage solution option for your bows. If you did like this, or if you've got any other suggestions, or you want to share it with friends, you can always like, share, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and I will see you next time around. Bye for now.